Hello, ladies. Hello, everyone. Joanne and Rise and Ann and April. All here and bright and early at 7 o'clock. We are going to get going here shortly. Just making sure I've got everything back here ready to roll. We're going to have a fun evening this evening. Hello everyone, this is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and I'm so excited to bring to you another evening of some fun crafting. Tonight we are going to be using the Party Puffins stamp set, and I know you're going to love these projects. And I had such a great response to my project kits last week with my 4th of July projects that I'm going to try to offer project kits every week that are available for my stampers if you'd like to purchase. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But hello, Renee. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, these are our 3 projects for this evening. Hi, Rhonda. And we are going to be making this cute little fold out gift card holder. I just think I took my gift card out of there and put it in the other. And there is my gift card holder. Here, I'll use this. Even though it's not a gift card, it works. Or you can give them your library card. So this is one of the fold out fun fold gift card holder. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining. The second one is also a gift card holder that goes in there, but we add a little bit of a sweet treat. We're going to have some Hershey Kisses in there, and they're my new favorites. They are the birthday cake flavored kisses. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. And then our last one is this cute little treat box, and this has a little Rice Krispie treat. These are not Rice Krispie, they are Smash Krispie treats. Same basic thing, but they come in flavors. And so I'm going to show you how to make all 3 of these, and they're not too hard. And as always, when my live stream is over this evening, you will be able to go to my blog and download my PDF. And this PDF has all the measurements and all the products that I'm using tonight. Yes, birthday cake kisses. I will show you more about that when we do that project. I know, it's hard to believe, but so this will be available to download. Just go to my blog, and my blog is www.thewexfordstamper.blogspot.com, and there you can find a blog post about these 3 projects and this great PDF. All right, now, as I was talking about before, these are the kits that are available at the end of my live stream, and I've even added the little treats to go in there. Sorry, I did not include any gift cards, but I have it all divided up into the 3 projects, and this is the card kit for the Party Puffins. Okay, and if you look up here, tonight's kits are free with a $30 order. And if you do place an order, if you would use my hostess code here, that would be wonderful. The kits are also $20. And if you want a kit, you can message me on Facebook or you can email me at that email. All right, I will tell you that, April, I'll let you know what blends you need, but you can really use whatever you want. Remember, this is just a guideline. You don't have to do it exactly as I do. All right, let's move these away for now. All right, here is this cute set. It is adorable. It has these 3 adorable little puffin images, and then it has all kinds of really cute sentiments. They're pretty much all birthday related. So this is really a birthday set, and I love it because it is a standalone. And let me show you here. There's no dies, and there's no specialty paper that goes with it. So it's just the set, and this set costs $20. So if you don't have the set, you could buy the set and maybe some paper or some ink or some blends, and that would easily give you $30 worth of product. And then you would get your card kit for free. So yes, this is the set. Love it, love it. And here it is in the flesh. It is a red rubber set. It's not a photopolymer. It's red rubber. Super cute. 11 stamps in there. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the fold out gift card holder. All right, this one is adorable. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let me grab my information here so I can read all the measurements as we go. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to start with a piece of Bermuda Bay, and this Bermuda Bay is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's about the size of, it is not about the size, it is the size of a card front. So this is the size of your card front that slides into the envelope, but we're not going to have a folded card front. We're just going to have this as the base, and then we're going to pull the fold out from that. So that's what we start with. And then onto that, we are going to place our designer series paper. Now the designer series paper I've chosen here is called Pattern Party. And this is an amazing pack of paper. It's one side very colorful, very festive. The other side is kind of a black and white. And what's special about this is that it is a host special. So you can only get this one if you host a party or if you buy $150 worth of product yourself. And what is amazing about this is it's $18, but there are 48 sheets in this pack. 48. Yes, that's what I said, 48 sheets, and they're so colorful, so happy. It's just a really, really great bargain, and it works for so many different kinds of cards, but especially the birthday ones. So this is called Pattern Party. It is amazing. All right. Let's go ahead and keep going here. Now this is that paper, and you can see on the back that we have the black and white, which is really another great kind of paper to use when we're making different projects as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take my seal, and I'm going to, oh, I think that's empty already. All right, let's go back to my Tombow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some Tombow on the back of my DSP that I'm layering here. Love this one with the little hearts. I think that's so cute. All right. Now I'm going to put that aside for now, and we're going to bring in the portion that we're going to will be our fold out section. And this again is Bermuda Bay, and this is cut at 9 3/4 by 4 1/4, scored at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. So what you're really doing here, let me get my bone folder, is you're making kind of an accordion fold, and all 3 panels are exactly the same size. Okay, so it's going to go like this. Okay, so this is your accordion fold piece of paper. Now, before we get started, we're going to do some stamping on the first panel here. Okay, and we're going to just, if you look here, you can see it's just all over stamping with the happy birthday. Let me see if I can help you see that a little better. Just tone on tone with the happy birthday. All right, so what I'm going to do here to assure that I only get the happy birthday on this first part here, I'm going to take a sticky note and put it right on the edge here. So when I stamp with my happy birthday in my Bermuda Bay, I will not get it on the other part here of my card. All right, so let's see how I do here. All right, now this doesn't have to be perfect. Much of it is going to be covered up. So I'm going to do happy birthday there. So I kind of stagger it a little bit. Just to give it a little bit of interest in the back there. Let me slide this up. Can you still see this? Yep. Okay. Just a couple more stamps here. Let's see. So the space is right there. So what I usually do is try to stamp the stamp right toward that space, so we don't have a lot of space on here. There we go. Just a little bit filling in, and then I can go ahead and just take this, and there, it's just on that first panel. All right, let's close it up. We're going to go ahead now, and we're going to take a piece of pumpkin pie, and this is cut at 3.5 by 4.5. I'm going to turn my panel over here, my fold out, I'm sorry, to the back panel, the back side of the back panel. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of Tombow on there. And then this is going to lay right on the center there. All right. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's work now on the center portion there. Okay, we're going to need a piece of designer series paper and then a piece of cardstock and DSP for the pocket there. All right, the piece of designer series paper here that I'm going to use is cut at 3 1/8 by 4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that, and that will cover this center panel. Okay. Now, here comes our pocket. It's a granny apple green piece cut at 3 1/8 by 2. Don't worry, all of this, yes, I would, April. Yes, definitely. It's a gender neutral. This could go to a boy or a girl. I think that would be appropriate for either. Good question, though. I'm going to take the piece of DSP and mount it onto my pocket first. This is another one from the beautiful Pattern Party Hostess Pack. I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. Then I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to grab my tear and tape and I'm going to form a pocket. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to put paper on tear and tape on 3 sides of the pocket. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this will keep it. I like to use the tear and tape because it keeps it a little more strong than the regular seal does, because your recipient might be taking their gift card in and out, and you want to make sure that your pocket can hold up to all that. All right, so here we go. Okay, I've got my pocket ready to go. That just slides down here at the bottom. Okay, so now I've got my pocket. Let me grab my one from my other. This is my library card. And that goes right in like that. Nice and tight. It's going to stay in there for you perfectly. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the panel that we're going to be using for the last panel here. Okay, so we're going to have to do some stamping for this one. We're going to have to do the Make-A-Wish and then the little baby puffin there. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my stamp. I'm going to use the Bermuda Bay. Stamp that towards the top of it. Then I'm going to grab my cute little baby puffin. I'm going to grab my Memento Black and stamp him right at the bottom of the page. I'm going to turn this over because I didn't do a good job of inking him up. Let's try that again. Okay, I like to have a nice vivid little puffin there. That's better. Okay, let's get my Make-A-Wish out again and try him again. So thankful there's two sides to every piece of cardstock. All right, that looks much better. Okay, here's where we're going to start with the blends. For the puffin, there's not a whole lot of coloring to do. I use the Mango Melody and the Pumpkin Pie. All right, I use Mango Melody for feet. It's a very orangey kind of yellow. I think it's perfect for the puffin. And I use it for the end of the beak. And then I use the Pumpkin Pie for the part of the beak that's a little closer to his head. All right, so there is the puffin right there. Okay, what I also did was stamp the adorable little fish, and I colored him. Let me show you him. I got to get him out of my container here. Here we go. Okay, stamped with Memento Black, colored with Pumpkin Pie and Poppy Parade Bow. All right, so that's kind of like, I'm going to adhere that to the little puffin's hands. It's kind of a little present that he is presenting to the recipient of the card. Whoops, you stay down here. There we go. So there he is. He's carrying his cute little fish, giving him a fish for a gift. All right, so let's slide this back in here. And this is going to go right here on the last panel on the card. Okay. So we're going to put that right there. All right, so we have all those panels finished. We're going to close it up, bring in our original card base here. I'm going to take the portion that we just finished working on, put a little bit of glue on the back of the pumpkin pie, and then that is just centered on the front of the card base. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take my bone folder and just hit those a little bit here. Let me get this one too. Okay, it takes a little bit of time for it to settle down and stay closed, but mine does do that now. All right, so let's go ahead and finish the front of our card. Okay, we're going to be using some of the dies from the Stitched So Sweetly dies. Okay, we're going to use this one. This is cut out of Pool Party paper. That's hard to say. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And this is going to lay right in the center of my card. All right, so there is that. All right. I do too. There's so many. This paper stack has like 10 different colors that are so nice and bright. So it really makes it easy to have everything go together and coordinate. All right. Now, I stamped my party. This is one I call my party puffin, the one with the hat. And I fussy cut him out. And let me tell you some of the colors that I used on him. What I really did is I just looked at the back of the stack of paper and pulled from there. Okay, so we already talked about the puffin has Mango Melody and Pumpkin Pie. Now his hat has Granny Apple Green, Poppy Parade and Pool Party. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put him on there. But before we do that, let me show you. I love this little cake image. It reminds me kind of Dr. Seuss. Just the artwork that they do for this cake reminds me for some reason of Dr. Seuss. So this, again, I use the same colors: Pumpkin Pie, Pool Party, and Mango Melody. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to adhere those flat onto our Pool Party label. I think I said that the labels are Stitched So Sweetly, and those are available in the annual catalog. I have gotten so much use out of those. Just love them. Here is my cute little puffin. A little bit of Tombow on the back. And I'm going to make him party in a little bit with his cake. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to bring in a 5/8 inch strip of basic white. I'm going to grab my Happy Birthday. We're going to use that same Bermuda Bay. Just love that color. I think that's just one of my favorite blues. Okay, and I'm going to grab the tailored label punch. This is my favorite way to quickly make my little banner tails. So I'm going to bring this in here and just snip off the end, and there you can see the little banner tail there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Pull this one way up here. And there you have your two banner tails done really quickly. All right, let's grab our card. Last thing we're going to need to do here, I'm just going to take some Tombow and I'm going to adhere that to the bottom. Oops, those dimensionals are everywhere. To the bottom of that Pool Party label. And I'm going to, oops, not upside down. I'm going to put it a little bit diagonally. You can put it straight, whichever you like. It's your card. So there we go. There is our first card, and you just open up and there is your gift card right in the center. I just love this card. So cute. Let me explain a little bit about the kit. I don't think I did a great job on this. The kit has all the consumables that you need to make the cards. However, there are no stamped images in this. So you're going to have the Party Puffin stamp set, or you can always substitute something else. Okay, so these don't have any of the stamped images in. You'll have to get the set or pick something out of your stash. Okay? All right, so that's number one. How do we like number one, ladies? I just love that one. Next two are going to be some really adorable 3D projects. All right, the first one we're going to make is this, which happens to also be a gift card holder as well. All right, let's get this out of the way for Miss Joanne. These are my new favorite kisses, okay? And yes, they taste like birthday cake, and they have little sprinkles in them. They are delicious. And I chose them, not only do I love them because they taste good, but they're really colorful, and I thought they'd be really super cute in the box. Okay, you can really use any flavor kisses, but I saw these and I just love these. These are available pretty much anywhere. I can get them at Weiss, I can get them at Target. So you should be able to find those in any place that you're looking. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for this next project. Okay. Let me go ahead and get my next paper here so I'm reading from the right thing here. All right. We're going to start for this one. We're going to start with a piece of Granny Apple Green. We're sticking with all the same coordinating colors. Okay, you're going to notice that throughout the time that we're going to be using all different coordinating colors. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock is cut at 6 3/4 by 9 3/4. Okay, you don't need to write down any of the directions or the dimensions because all those will be available on my blog with a downloadable PDF. All right, so let's go ahead and start on the long side. Okay, we're going to score at 2 3/4, 5 1/4, 6 1/4, 7 1/4, 8 1/4, 9 1/4. This is, you can see right here, this is the box that we're going to be forming, that long, thin box. All right, short side, we are going to score at 1 and 5 3/4, which is just 1 inch from this side. So it's really 1 inch from both sides. All right, that's all we need to be scoring for this one. All right, let's go ahead. I want to grab my bone folder. Here we go. And I'm going to start folding all these score lines that come together and fold to make the box. Okay, now you're going to notice that if we go from this side where the larger panels are, you have this score line here and you have this score line here. Now this score line we do not want to fold, and you'll understand a little bit better about that as we move on, but do not fold this one. We really made this score line so that we know where to cut for the flaps of the box, but we don't need to fold on that one. We do need to fold the top one here. All right, now we also need to fold the ones along the sides. Okay, so there we go. Now if you would happen to fold this line here, it's okay. You can still make it work. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors here. And here is my template. Okay, this is what we want it to look like here. These two panels here are going to make the panel that stands up in the back that we have our embellishments on. These ones here are going to make that box that we have for our yummy kisses. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down here where this thin rectangle is, and this is going to be the rectangle that we're going to put the adhesive on to hold our long, thin box together. Okay, then we're going to count up and create 4 flaps. We need 4 flaps for the box on each side. Okay, and every other one, doesn't really matter which, but you want to wedge a little bit off every other tab, just so when we fold it all together, they'll fit inside the box a little better. Turn it the other way, and we're going to do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's our 4 flaps that are going to create our box. And we're going to wedge every other one. Okay, very good. Now we're going to work on this part up here to make the part right up here that's going to stand with your decorations and embellishments on. So we're going to go ahead and take our scissors and cut completely off the 2 inches, the inch wide. I want to say this so it makes sense. The inch wide pieces along the outside edges. Okay, so we're cutting off those there. Okay, because this is going to fold together and make the top of the box. Okay, everybody following so far? Give me some thumbs up that I'm making some semblance of sense this evening. I am trying. All right. Now, when we fold this together, the first fold here is going to go up and go against that score line that we did not fold. And that just gives us a good measurement of where that should go so we can create our small little box here at the bottom. Okay? All right, but before we put the box together, we have to put some of the designer series paper on. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that paper out. All right. We're going to need 2 pieces of the stripe from the pattern party. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of these and put those right down. Okay, so we're working from the edge that has the thin rectangle that's going to be the portion that glues our box together. Okay, so we go up 1, 2, and that's it. We stop there. So when this comes together, you're going to have a strip on the front, a strip on the top. Now, before we put it together, you'll notice in my sample that there is a little hole in the front of that. Okay, so let me show you how we make that. That is really neat. I'm going to go ahead and grab my cut and emboss machine. Okay. I'm going to lay this down in here. Now you're going to have to fold in those flaps a little bit so it'll fit through. And I'm going to take one of the stitched rectangles. Now you can also use, if you have a punch that makes a long rectangle or a long oval, you can certainly use that as well. Yep, me too. I always like to make it something special that'll give the recipient a real wow, Jean. Always going for the wows. All right, so I laid that rectangle right down there to create the window. And now I'm going to pass that through. All right. Let me remove this. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and take this right out. Put that off. And there you have your window. Okay, that's how easy as that is. There's also like a punch, a word window punch, and that would work just as well. Okay, now just a couple more things to put together before we assemble the box. Okay, now how this is going to be assembled, this piece is going to come down over the front like this. Okay, so what we're going to need to do before we do that, we're going to put a piece of tear and tape here because that's going to create our little holder for our gift card. Couldn't think of the word holder. Ooh. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put that there. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead. Oh, no, wait. I think I'm doing this backwards. Yes, I am. All right. We can leave that there. This is the front. Shoo, I'm glad I caught that. So this is where we're going to put the tape. Sorry about that, gang. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead, take that off, and now this is going to get folded down. Okay. So that is closed now. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take, this is optional, I have my 1 3/8 circle, and I'm just going to take a little nip out of the side here, and that will allow for my card to go in and out. Oh, But before we do that, we should have put this on there. Okay, so this is a piece of the DSP, and this is going to glue to the larger portion of the front tab. Okay, now it's on. Now I've got to go, oh, but I don't want to do that yet, because on the back, I'm going to put a little piece of white, because this is going to be for my message. If you look here, I have the message on the back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the piece of basic white on the back. All the measurements will be on the PDF. And I'm also going to add a small little 5/8 inch strip of the cute little striped DSP. Okay, now, oops, and it stuck to my finger. Okay, now before we put it together, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the happy birthday there. There we go. All right, we are ready to assemble. We're going to go ahead and put a piece of the tear and tape along this skinny rectangle there. Gonna grab it with my piercer. Get that off. Gonna fold it over. Lay it flat down. And there you have, okay. So it went on right there. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and close up one of the sides of the boxes. Doesn't really matter which one. This box is designed that it totally closes up, so when the recipient gets it, they're going to have to tear open one of the sides. All right, so let's talk a little bit about our kisses now that we're going to put in. You're going to take a piece of the Granny Apple Green. This is cut at 7/8 of an inch, just so it will slide into our inch-wide box. I'm going to go ahead and take my tear and tape. Let's take that off, and now here comes the most fun part. Okay, we are going to line them up right on the tear and tape, right across the strip. You should be able to get 5 of these kisses on the strip. All right, now the reason I do that is because it makes sure that the kisses stay put inside the box. Now watch this. I'm just going to drop it down here and slide it all in the box. Here we go. And there you have it. Can you see them in there? Yep. So they're not going to move. They're going to stay put until the recipient gets. And now we're going to go ahead and close up the other side of the box. All right. So we've got our kisses in there. We just have a few more things we need to do to decorate. All right. I pulled another die cut from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and this is in pumpkin pie. We're sticking with our colors, and I'm just going to put that right here. All right, now that my paper has been put on, now is the time that I should use my circle punch. I got a little too excited and started a little too early. Now, there we go. Okay, you want to put that in after you've put your paper on. Okay, here's my gift card holder, and it goes right in there. All right, so let's finish up here. Okay, I'm going to use another one of my little, this is one I called the dancing puffin. That's a good idea, Jean. Yes, you could use Velcro dots on the end. That's a fabulous idea. Thank you, Jean. Yep, and then you wouldn't have to tear it. Good idea. All right, I also used a cute little birthday cake. This one has delicious granny apple green icing. Okay, and I'm just going to put those two items right on here on our die cut using some dimensionals. Let's do 2 on our little dancing. Put him over here. And then we'll put the cake over there. And I kind of relate to the puffin because I kind of dance around when there's cake in the room as well. All right, so there we go. Last thing we need to do here, I'm going to grab a piece of the pale papaya. And I'm going to grab the Make-A-Wish. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that on here. I'm going to cut it with my scissors. Let's get this side about the same. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And then this will go right up in the left-hand corner. Just like that. And there he is. There is your second, okay, your second gift card holder. All righty. All right, great. All right, next one. I noticed something, and I'm going to bring back my card here. I forgot something. If you notice right here, it has "You're the best." Okay, and if you notice here on my card I did for you, nothing. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab a dancing puffin. We're going to put him on the inside here, right on the panel with the gift card. Then we're going to go ahead and grab a piece of scrap, the basic white. Grab my Bermuda Bay. Stamp that right there. And I'm going to use my 1-inch circle punch to punch out that little message. And we're going to put that right there. Now we're talking. That looks much better. Much better. All right. Well, thank you, Jean. I try to think of things that you guys would love. All right. Last one. This is a favorite of mine as well. You know how crazy I am about making boxes. Okay. This is a cute little Rice Krispie treat box, or you could put candy in here. This would be great if you're making them for a birthday party, for treats for the guests that come. Very basic box design. Opens up and we have these cute little, they're not Rice Krispie treats, but they're something similar called Smash Krispie. They come in different flavors. They're a little fancier then, but those cute little mini Rice Krispie treats would fit in there just as well. All right, let's go ahead and get working on this box. This is a simple design, and it's really, really easy to put together. All right, we're going to start again with some Pool Party. Let me get my, okay, here we go. Pool Party cut at 8 inches by 5 inches. Okay, 8 inches by 5 is what we're starting with. I've got to move some of my junk out of the way here. Getting a little overrun, as I always do while I'm stamping. Okay, here we go. This is 8 by 5. On the 8-inch side, we're going to score at, am I on? Yes. 1, 3.5, 4.5, 7. Okay. We're going to turn it to the short side. 1 inch on each side. So it's 1 and 4. That is it. All the scoring for this. Now this kind of box closes kind of like a clamshell. The box lid is connected to the box. So this is probably the easiest kind of a box to make. So I'm just going ahead with my bone folder and creasing all my score lines. Okay, now let's grab my template. Okay, there you go. Very easy. You're just going to cut and create 6 little tabs. And I'm going to go ahead and take a little notch out of all of them, or a wedge, or whatever you want to call it. So as you're cutting them, you're just going to cut where the squares are. You're going to go ahead and take some of that excess bulk off so that the box will come together very nicely. So we're just worried about getting the 6 little tabs free. Be free, tabs. Be free to make a cute little box. All right. So there we go. Okay. Now this, it's the same as our template. Watch how easy this comes together. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my Tombow again, and I'm just going to put a little bit on 2 sets of the tabs. Okay, so this part we're going to create a box. Okay, so let's fold down the tab and behind the side panel so that the fold lines right up with the edge of that panel. Okay, both sides. Just going to hold it for a second. You know our best Tombow is going to do a great job going together very quickly. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so the first 4 tabs are used to create the box bottom. Okay, so there we go. We have our box bottom all done. Gonna do a little more squeezing on the front there to close it up. Okay, now to do the top, we want to make sure that the lid is going to fit over the box. So we're going to close the box lid and fold down the front, keeping the side panels up and away. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on those. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take, before I close it, I'm going to go ahead and take my little 1-inch circle punch and give it a little bit, if it's going to allow me to. There we go. This is my poor little broken 1-inch circle punch. There we go. I've just put a little notch in there. Now I'm going to fold that down onto the front of the box, then fold back the 2 flaps and hold those in place. So now we know that the lid is going to fit. Okay. I hope everybody's coming back. Let me know if you can see. Okay. All right, we're almost finished here. Let's go ahead and we're going to take a piece of the designer series paper from the pattern party. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the back of that. And go down on there. Okay. Now we're almost done. We're going to take a piece of the Mango Melody. Notice that we have lots of the same color coordination going on here. And this is a die cut from the Stitch So Sweetly. And that is going to go flat down like that. All right, I'll try to finish here as fast as I can. I'm so sorry. I thought I might get through. All right, last bit here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add an adorable little puffin to this. And what I love about this one, this little dancing puffin is carrying around the cake. I just love the way he's carrying the cake on the front of the box, feeling very important. All right, so there is our puffin. And I'm going to put just one on the back here. And we're going to put it right on the edge of his little paddle or his fin or whatever that thing's called. And there we have him carrying the little cake. All right, last thing. We're going to get a little piece of the Flirty Flamingo. That's one of the colors in the group. We're going to grab the Happy Birthday and Bermuda Bay. And we're going to just do some quick stamping here right onto our little strip. This strip is 1/2 inch wide. There we go. Happy birthday. Now, before we do that, let's go ahead and put one of our treats in there. Use our little notch there to open it up. Tuck the ends in. Okay. Last of all, we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach that. And I noticed that this isn't quite cut the same width as that one. So I'm going to cut a little bit off this guy on the top. Don't want him covering up the fabulous cake. So I wanted to cut a little bit off it there. I think I must have cut that at 5/8 instead of 1/2. There we go. That looks a lot better. So I'm going to lastly take one more dimensional. That's going to go on the left-hand side of my banner. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of glue on the other side so that can stick right to, let me make sure, yep, I took that off. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere the message right there, kind of across his belly. So there is our last project, our little Krispie treat box. Alrighty, so those are our projects for this evening. I hope you enjoyed them. I also wanted to show you here, I made these two with the little kisses. And these are different styles. I used the hippo set with this one. This would be another cute one for a child. And this one I used the paper, but I used the stitched flowers with that one. So you can make it more for an adult. Adults love kisses too, right? Yes. All right. So thank you for hanging in. I'm sorry if there was a little bit of a mess with the internet, but that's to be expected. It just keep on going. So if you would like a kit, please let me know. The kit is $20 or free with a $30 order. Either way, head over to my blog this evening and you can get all the information as well as the PDF to make these cute little puffin projects. So thanks so much for joining me this evening, ladies. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you again next Tuesday with some more great projects. So take care and keep on stamping.